Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for January 19th, 2024. I have a barn burner for the show today because I have an absolute pile of stuff, 2 rows and some stacks of new arrivals, and a lot of key titles, things that I've been waiting over a year for, such as this one. But let me start out by telling you guys about this week's pre-orders, and that's another stack of good titles. The next 3 OJCs have finally been announced. Coming March 1st, we've got Art Blakey's Caravan, fantastic record. We've got Cannonball Adderley with Bill Evans. Know what I mean? That's the name of the album. Know what I mean? That's also coming out March 1st. And we've got Ron Carter, Eric Dolphy, and Mal Waldron's Waldron Ware. That's coming out March 29th. All 3 of those all analog, cut by Kevin Gray from the original Analog Master Taste. I think at this point, because of the quality of titles and the presentation, the sound, I look forward more to the to the OJC titles coming out than I have been from the, Tone Poets, because the Blue Note catalog has had a lot of attention paid to it recently. The Concord catalog, the Prestige, Riverside, New Jazz, all of their catalog of, their stable of labels hasn't really had the attention paid to it. And it's nice that it's getting a little bit of love. And yeah, big fan. The next 2 Tone Poets, speaking of, also all analog, mastered from the original analog tapes by Kevin Gray, have been announced, both coming out March 1st. Jackie McLean's Action, 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 great record, looking forward to that. And Booker Irvin, Textbook Tenor. I've not actually heard that record, so looking forward to that as well. Mobile Fidelity did a couple announcements as well. They're doing a Miles Davis super vinyl of Jack Johnson. Great record, looking forward to it in super vinyl. Maybe it's in my top 3 Miles Davis record. It is fantastic. It is the closest Miles ever got to a rock and roll album, and much better than many, many, many other rock and roll records. Really good, highly recommend it. Killer, talk about it all the time. On my 10 jazz records for people who don't like jazz to get into jazz, or something titled along those lines. That was one of my picks. It is really a great record and a great gateway into jazz. And also they're doing Trains, Drops of Jupiter, as an SACD. The Train is kind of interesting to me. I think back on that fondly because that was the first time, that was like the very first record from Mobile Fidelity when COVID got going, to where a record actually sold out in pre-order. And like that wasn't a thing up till that point in time, and that was that particular record, to where it not only sold out, but it was worth more than retail when it shipped. Lasted for a while. Those days are over for the most part. But yeah, that was the Train, Drops to Jupiter. That started it all off. Okay, finishing the Dire Straits catalog from Mobile Fidelity, we've got On Every Street. This originally was a digital file. There was no analog. This was recorded digitally. So the master is a PCM digital master analog console to lathe. Listen to it in the system. Not my favorite Dire Straits album, but it sounded really good. And there it is. So if you want to complete your Mobile Fidelity Dire Straits collection, there it is. Mobile Fidelity is also doing a lot of super vinyl titles now. And here is one of them, Miles Davis's Milestones. This is the standard 33 RPM edition, but if you want it, they've got it on super vinyl, which, truth be told, I talk about it frequently, super vinyl is the highest quality vinyl you are going to get in 2024. The lowest noise floor I have ever heard, short of like your vintage Mobile Fidelity JVC super vinyl records back from the 80s. Fantastic. I truly wish everything was made on super vinyl. It's not, so yeah. You got to deal with the noisier vinyl. The next 3 titles have finally been released to, retailers. They came out a week or so ago, but I now finally have them from Analogue Productions, part of the Atlantic series. I also got a huge restock from Analogue Productions. I got a bunch of stuff over here as well. I will show you. But Otis Redding's The Dock of the Bay. Listen to it. I've been a fan of, I've been blown away by all of these. The only ones that, well, I don't want to say it. Bad Company. I listened to the Bad Company. It sounded good, but I don't have a lot of frame of reference to, but it didn't blow me away. Like I put on Otis Redding and I was like, damn, that sounds good. Otis Redding sounded good. This Alice Cooper is unbelievable. This is, wow. The sound on this thing, woo, this is really good. This blew me away. Cut from the original master tape. The Otis Redding is also cut from the original master tape. This was like really good. I was impressed. This was unbelievable. The Ray Charles is actually the best I've ever heard it as well. Certain songs on here I kind of was keying into, like Mess Around. Never really heard a wonderful sounding version of that. Because the era it was recorded in, or whatever the reason being, I've had HD tracks of it. I've had other records, the original, but this sounded so good. I was blown away by how good this sounded. And also, this is a great record. There's 3 big hits on this. I Got a Woman, Hallelujah, I Love Her So, and The Mess Around. Always think of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, right, John Candy? Great record. Highly recommend. All 3 of these are really good. I don't know. I think this might be a restock. I was shortchanged on these originally when they came because they came damaged. Phineas Newborn, A World of Piano, all analog, cut from the original master tape by Bernie Grundman. And Sonny Rollins, Nuke's Time, all analog, cut by Kevin Gray from the master tape. Also a great record, but most of the first round of these came damaged. Okay, this record has been out a little while, but I haven't really shown it because of the following reasons. This record has been the bane of my existence, by the way. So this came out, what, a couple, 2-3 weeks ago? The first batch came with like 4-inch seams, you know, smash corners. It was like UPS, they didn't drop it off the back of the truck, they dropped it off the top of the truck, it came that damaged. So they sent me replacements. UPS lost the replacements. So this is my 3rd run of this particular title, the latest OJC, the Tony Bennett, Bill Evans album. Also all analog, cut from the master tape by Kevin Gray. But I haven't even had a chance to listen to it because I haven't had enough to ship all my customers until now. So they've all gone out, but yeah. Sorry, that's what happens. I'm not going to send you guys smashed up records, though. The latest 2 Blue Note Classic Series titles, we've got Clifford Brown's Memorial album, part of the beloved 1500 series from Blue Note, and Bud Powell's Volume 1, right? Yeah, this is Volume 1. Early Blue Note. Okay. Don't know what the deal is with this album. Don't know why it finally showed up. Don't know why I got allocated to 1 copy 2 months ago. But here it is, technically for the first time-ish, because I only had 1 copy, and that was, yeah, gave it to the first guy who pre-ordered it. And I never got word back from them. Don't know what happened, why they didn't. I don't know what the deal was. So I ended up canceling the pre-orders for it because they would have been in pre-order indefinitely, according to my sources, because I had no way of knowing when and if this record was ever going to come out. But I finally got a substantial quantity of. This is, and I'm not even going to exaggerate here, because I have a way of keeping track of it. This is the most listened to record you'll ever hear at the In-Groove, and probably my most listened to record. So my media server keeps track of play counts. You know how many times the record's been played? I've played this over 200 times in the store. I love this record. This is one of my all-time favorite bands, and Substance is where it's at. Highly, highly recommend New Order Substance. I haven't listened to this again. I only got 1 copy last time, so I didn't keep 1. But love this record. Would still love to see them in concert. I've seen Peter Hook multiple times, but have not seen New Order. That's like a bucket list band for me to see, but they don't come to Phoenix very often. I'm going to have to go to California. Okay, newest album by Green Day. This is Saviors. So sometimes I pre-order records. I do them on the website because I'm worried that it might sell out, or B, I'm trying to gauge interest because I'm not really sure how it's going to do. So funny story with this Green Day album. I put it up for pre-order. This is the indie exclusive half black, half hot pink vinyl version. And then I've also got the standard black vinyl version here. I put it up for pre-order to see if, you know, what it was going to do. Yeah, black vinyl with a 24 by 36 poster. I didn't sell 1 copy. Not 1 person pre-ordered this record. So, yeah, they don't quite have the audience, I think, that they used to as far as their new music goes anyways. But I think that's never happened before. I put other things up for pre-order that have kind of shocked me how poorly they sold. But I think even my second lowest pre-order quantity of any particular title was the Whitney Houston. I think it was like her third album. You know, they did a big reissue campaign of Whitney Houston recently. That one where she was on the motorcycle. Maybe I sold 2 copies of that. And that was low. But this is the very first time. Congratulations, Green Day. Nobody cared to pre-order your record. Haven't listened to it yet. Curious what it sounds like. Didn't care for their last album. But I'm a Green Day fan. Uno Dos Tres was really good. They've, even after American Idiot, you know, their last smash hit, I've dug a lot of their stuff. But just not the last record. Ornette Coleman's Crisis. This is on the Endless Happiness label. What the hell is this? Endless Happiness. But yeah, here it is. We've got Nuggets, Volume 1. Great psychedelic comp. This kind of has been a go-to for psych comps for people for a long time. This comp put a lot of these bands really on the map because they were pretty much unknown until this came out. And it spurred a series of Nugget releases. Okay, this looks pretty cool. I want this for myself, actually. Love Dire Straits. This is Dire Straits live, 1978 to 1992. We've got a 12 LP set of live stuff. You've got the original Dire Straits live Academy. Oh, excuse me, Alchemy. Academy. Alchemy, so that's 3 discs, sides 1, 2, and 3, right? You've got Dire Straits on the Night. You've got Dire Straits Encores, which actually came out as a Record Store Day title. You've got Live at the BBC, and then you've got Live at the Rainbow Theater. I think I've seen that online. I think there might be video of that. Is that Live at the Rainbow Theater? I think it is. It just says Rainbow, but December 21st, 1979, and that's a 3 LP set as well. So, yeah, check it out. And they're actually all in their individual jackets. Really good. I'm going to get that. We've got Burhana, Amen. There's tons more great stuff coming too. Body Wash. Oh no, Selmer Body Wash. The new Sleater Kenny album. We've got Little Rope. This is sky blue vinyl, the indie vinyl exclusive. And then this, I'm assuming, is just your standard black vinyl. I like the cover. That's really cool. I like when bands put attention into the cover. Like, you know, that's a real cool cover. This, you know, Warren Hayes record, you know, it's pretty generic. I'm not a fan. Man in Motion on Stax. Ooh, repress of Mobile Fidelity's Casey and the Sunshine Band. Great record. I love it. Love the disco. Always have. I think it's a little bit more okay to say that, but there was a point in time, I think, for about 25 years, you probably wouldn't tell people that. This is Nuggets Volume 2 on psychedelic splatter vinyl. I think this is a multicolored, yeah, so this is Who Killed Marilyn, Glenn Danzig. This is split color vinyl, so it's like a white, purple, and purple, white splatter. UFO. Making Moves in Chicago, 1981. This looks really good. I really dig a lot of the stuff that's on Ghetto. This is Joe Acosta. This is LP 507. I guess they're doing a series of it. This is the only one I have. This is by Now Again. The Power of Love. This was Ghetto was Joe Baton's label, right? Pretty sure produced by Ghetto was almost positive. Yeah. Catalog wide reissues of Latin music innovator, yeah, Joe Baton. I'm curious of what this is going to be like. I'm a huge Doors fan. It is my favorite band of all time, right? And here's Robbie Krieger, the guitarist's newest album. What's the name of it? Nope, just self-titled. Robbie Krieger and the Soul Savages. We've got from Music on Vinyl, the Zodiac Cosmic Sound, limited to 750 individually numbered copies, and I have copy number 125. The Archie Shepp Quartet, I Didn't Know About You. Archie Shepp, Horace Parlin's on here as well. This is numbered to 500 copies on yellow colored vinyl. This is copy 196. Klaus Nomi, love Klaus Nomi. This is Klaus Nomi's Remixes of Volume 2. Neck Deep, self-titled. This is the indie store exclusive. We've got the Fortnite soundtrack. Pewee yellow vinyl featuring the best of Fortnite's lobby. There you go, guys. We've got T-Pain on top of the covers. Buy now. 850-312-8292. It's gold. I like the 90s infomercial kind of hype sticker. Ooh, Rainbow Kitten Surprise. How to... Let's see, what the hell does my label say? How to Friend Love Freefall. Idna Menzel, Drama Queen. Coulter Wall, Imaginary Appalachia on red vinyl. Hiroshi Yoshimura, Surround. You've got the Music on Vinyl soundtrack to Bullet Train, limited edition tangerine colored vinyl. Kid Cudi, Insano. Little Peep. Little Peep. Is it Little Peep or Little Peepee? My wife calls him Little Peepee, but I feel like it's Little Peep. Live Forever on 45 RPM of vinyl. I wouldn't give myself, you know, a nickname with little in it. Just not something I personally would do, but I don't know. The new Cat Stevens, Yosef, King of a Land. This is actually, 2003 this came out. On Dark Horse, which is George Harrison's label. Big Pun. Yeah, baby. That's good. I like the name of that album. Holy cow. Is that him? That's not a small fella. Executive produced by Fat Joe. Could be Fat Joe. There's only 2,000 of these. This is 1795. The Art Ensemble of Chicago. The Great Black Music, A Jackson in Your House. Alice in Chains, Rainier Fog. This is a 5th anniversary edition. I remember when this came out. This is smog-colored vinyl. We've got, from Sub Pop, Slift, Lion. This is the Loser Edition. Loser Edition is first pressings for Sub Pop, which are a special color vinyl variant. Kind of cool because with Sub Pop, you typically always know if you got a first pressing when it comes to records they've made in the last 10, 15 years. Quartermass, we've got the self-titled, limited edition, 750 copies on crystal clear vinyl. This is 524. King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard, Demos Volume 5 and Volume 6. Official bootlegger hype sticker. Amandul, Disaster. 2 LP set. Looks like a textured cover, but it is not. We've got a new one from reissue from Paramore. This is their self-titled 10th Anniversary Edition. I wonder if it's colored. It does not say. From Rhino, the Start Your Ear Off Right campaign for 2024, this is the English Beat. I Just Can't Stop It. Reissue from the Black Keys, Attack and Release. Don't know if that's a special edition of, any kind, color-wise. Boy, this is just begging for me to butcher. Oliver Arnold's For Now, I Am Winter. Really exceptionally well done cover. It's like a multi-textured cover, like this. The image is textured, like raised ink. So is the back. Really cool. Well done, I like it. We've got the Steve Miller Band, The Joker Live in concert, put up by Universal. It's kind of cool. Oh, there he is, Joe Baton on Fania, Gypsy Woman. Now, a lot of these Fania releases have been all analog, cut from the master tape by Kevin Gray. There's no hype sticker on this one, though. But it seems like almost all of them that's been the case. But there's no hype sticker on this at all. Maybe it's just missing. Real thick cover, same concept. And then also this Tito Puente, Para los Romberos on Tico. Also, they've been cut by Kevin Gray from the original master tape, but there's no word of it on here. No hype sticker. This is on I think this is a green, like a multicolored vinyl. Coulter Walls, Western Swing and Waltzes. And other punchy songs. We've got, from Music on Vinyl, they do a lot of these. This is Country Collected, so it's a country compilation. Kenny Rogers, Glenn Campbell, Buck Owens, Chris Christopherson, Willie Nelson. Yeah. And we've got Turnstile, Nonstop Feeling. Okay, I also, like I said, I've got a big Analog Productions restock and also some new SACDs. Dire Straits on Every Street to go with the vinyl. Whitney Houston, love the vinyl of this, haven't listened to the SACD, of course, and Miles Davis, Milestones on SACD. We've got more SACDs, but wait, there's more. Reissue of unbelievably great sounding. I have listened to this quite a few times. Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here. The SACD of Pink Floyd's Animals, both Analog Productions, all three of them are, and also another phenomenal sounding disc. Roger Waters' Amused to Death. And some more SACDs. We've got a restock of the White Stripes, Steely Dan's Countdown to Ecstasy, and Can't Buy a Thrill. All right, let's get some of these big box sets out of the way. Bill Evans, Riverside Recordings, phenomenal sounding box, all analog. This thing is like 20 pounds. It's, 12 albums, all cut at 45 RPM. But it's a hell of a box. Highly recommend it. It's not cheap. It's $900, $899.99. But when they were out of print, they were twice the price. So not one that you wait for to go out of print and buy. You buy it now. Because box sets of that caliber are very complicated and difficult to make because you're making, 24 discs? When they need to be repressed, they tend to take years and years. Also, Blood, Sweat, and Tears Bloodlines. This is the 33 RPM version of it. It is, what are the albums? I think it's 4 albums in this. Doesn't say it on the box, but I think it's, the first 3-4 albums. Check it out on the website. They did it as a 45 RPM as well. I think I have the 45 RPM and the 33 RPM now in stock. So be careful, you can get it both ways. Okay, a restock of the White Stripes Elephant, UHQR. I've got a restock of Steely Dan's Can't Buy a Thrill. Oh, this is fantastic. I love this record. Not this version, although it's even sonically better than the one that's on my top 100 imprint analog records you should own list. That is the Royal Ballet. Originals of this are like 5 Gs. This was done from the original classic metal parts by Bernie Grundman back in the day. but this is sonically killer. Phenomenal record. It's like being there. Great. All right, Hugh Masekela, Hope. I've not had this in a while. This is one of the best sounding records you will ever hear in your entire life. It's unbelievable how good this record sounds. This is like the epitome of demo quality and musically phenomenal. A couple of these tracks were used on the Wonderful Sounds, the QRP, because this is so sonically spectacular. He does Grazing in the Grasses. That was a big hit for him, you know. But unbelievable. I highly recommend this record. You will be blown away. It is so good. Highly recommend it. Mastered by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio. I never even noticed that, but unbelievably good. Also, up till now this is coming out by Impex. Haven't heard it other than at a hi-fi show. It sounded really good. This is the best sounding version of Stan Getz Gilberto I have ever heard. Pretty sure this is on my top 100 imprint analog list you should own. It's unbelievable. Highly recommend it. One of the very few records my kids actually like. That's jazz. Here's another sonic spectacular record. Have not had this in a while. Helen Merrill. Really great record on MRC originally. You know, originals of this are a couple grand. Difficult to get. Okay, I got a restock on Foreigner from the Atlantic 45 series. And there's more restocks in here from that series. Steeman with the Miles Davis Quintet. We've got Miles Davis, 7 Steps to Heaven. I really need to shoot 2 of these out. We've got AP did it, and it's in print, and Mobile Fidelity did it from DSD, and it's in print. But I haven't shot them out. I want to do that. I'm going to do that here soon. Highly recommend. I got a restock of these 2 titles. Do not snooze on them. I've been telling you guys, they've got a 1-year license on these particular titles. You have a limited amount of time to get these 2 45 RPM titles. And everybody that's ever heard this, that's asked me about it, has bought one. Phil Collins, Face Value, and Hello, I Must Be Going. They sound really good. Bad Company. Bad Company. I'm curious. I've got other versions of this at home. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Bad Company. It's just, for me, it's stuff that I heard growing up, like endlessly on the radio. Is stuff I tend not to. That's why I'm not like a real big Eagles fan. Or there's a lot of those bands I just don't want to hear it anymore. I've heard it too many times. But I'll be curious to compare that against some other versions. I think the new Rhino, Start Your Ear Off Right, uses the original Kevin Gray all analog cut at 33. That's probably really good. But I'll try to listen to some of those here coming up. Got a restock of Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. 4-disc set cut at 45 RPM. The Miles Davis, 7 Steps to Heaven, comes in 45 as well. So it's 33 I just showed you, and this is the 45. I recommend every single one of the Prestige titles. They did 50 titles on Prestige, and every one of them are fantastic. All cut by Kevin Gray from the original master tape. Relaxing with the Miles Davis Quintet. Highly recommend it. John Coltrane with the Red Garland Trio. Also from my top 100 imprint analog records you should own list, we have Elvis's 24 Karat Hits. Triple disc. Unbelievable. Highly, it's Elvis. He's the king. It's good. Trust me. Trust me. Miles Davis, Bags Groove. Every one of these, man, when they went out of print, they came out originally, what, 2014? But there was a period like 3 or 4 years where they were out of print. They were all like $200 to $400 records. It's crazy. Actually, the next one was the most expensive of the 50. Bartok, Fritz Reiner, Living Stereo. Bluesy Burrell was actually the most expensive of the 50. This was the one that went for the most. I mean, this was close to a $400 record. Really good. The Royal Ballet, this is the standard 33 RPM version of it. Cut by Bernie Grundman on my top 100 imprint analog records you should own list. Again, original, thousands of dollars. So many great restocks. We've got Analog Productions, 45 RPM of Leonard Skinner, pronounced Leonard Skinner. Also on my top 100 imprint analog records you should own. Freebird. It's really good. Really, really good. It seems like they're starting to discontinue. I don't want to say that's the case, But it seems like a lot of the Leonard Skinner stuff is starting to drop off their website. So they might be getting close to discontinuing that. Might not be something you want to wait on too long. Jackie's Pal. Jackie McLean introducing Bill Hardman. Probably considered his best album, although Way Out West is my favorite. Sonny Rollins, Saxophone Colossus. It is an unbelievable must-have record. Probably like a top 10 jazz record of all time. Really good. Although I really dig this one as well. Sonny Rollins Plays for Bird. There is a version of... God, what's the name of the tune on it? They Can't Take That Away From Me. And I'll tell you, it freaks me out. And I've only heard it on this version. But there's a point in time where Sonny is playing and he leans into the microphone. And it shocks the hell out of me every time I hear it. It's just unbelievably good. Willie's Blues, Willie Dixon. We've got Gene Ammons, Nice and Cool. Another one of those records that sonically will blow you away. It was originally made to demo hi-fi gear back in the day. That is music for Baroom and Harp, Dick Shorty's Percussion Ensemble. Look at them recording this in the back. You know, this thing is a demo record. It's been used as a hi-fi demo for going back to the 50s. There was a book that RCA, I think, gave out. If you bought like one of their consoles, they would give you a book and you could choose like popular music. You could choose, but they were essentially showing off their stereo consoles. And it was like a free gift giveaway. I've gotten them in from time to time. This was one of the discs of the 5 that came in the book. But this will blow you away. It is really good. An approximate instrument inventory. It lists all of the instruments that were used on this, but it's really good. One of my favorite RCA Living Stereo titles, Witch's Brew. There's a really good version of A Night on Bear Mountain on this. Tchaikovsky's Violin Concerto. You know what I mean. Faust. Great title. Sonically, one of the better RCA Living Stereos. Also one of the more expensive ones. Goes for about $1,000 to find an original, but really good. Kenny Dorham's Quiet Kenny. Another record that's like $4,000 if you can find an original. The Legendary Sunhouse, Father of the Folk Blues. This is the 45 RPM version, which is also on my top 100 imprint analog records you should own list. Reiner's Spain. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Texas Flood. This is the 45 RPM version. We've got a 33 RPM version of Stevie Ray Vaughan's In Step. And The Sky is Crying. This is the 33 RPM version. Holy cow, that was a lot of new arrivals. There's a lot of killer stuff this week. Yeah, get it all online at the website at theingroup.com. Until next time.